Due to social distancing and lockdown, most of us have to stay at home and work from home. At a challenging time like this, doing video calls seems to be the safest way to connect with our family and friends. One of the apps that has emerged to help us to do so is none other than Zoom. So, let's take a deep dive into Zoom. Hello guys, I'm April. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of April's Sharing. Today, I'm going to take you through what Zoom is, how it got started, why it's better than other teleconferencing software out there, and the problems that Zoom is currently facing. Zoom, as we all know, is a teleconferencing and video call software that has exploded in worldwide popularity recently as more and more people are staying home. Business owners, employees, teachers, social media influencers, and basically everyone is using Zoom to keep each other updated about work, conduct classes, hold social events, and basically stay connected with each other. Almost every free webinar that I have attended is using Zoom to conduct their sessions, and this shows how widely used Zoom is by everyone. Zoom is free and simple for everyone to use. You don't need to have an account to join any Zoom meetings, you just need to have a laptop or a smartphone. You can host a meeting on Zoom for free, but the downside is that the meeting is limited to 100 participants and 40 minutes. To be able to conduct meetings without any time constraint, you will have to pay for its plan, which starts from $14.99 per month. However, Zoom has lifted its time limit on free accounts for schools that are affected by the pandemic.
Our focus really focuses on to help those schools and keep running and using Zoom and safely. We made a lot of changes like enable password, waiting room, disable the attendee sharing, and we really do not think about monetizing it at all. This is the time for us, to show our corporate social responsibility, right?
Zoom is a listed company in the US. It is founded by Eric Yuan. The idea of inventing a teleconferencing software hit Eric when he was studying in university. At that time, he was having a long-distance relationship with his girlfriend, and it was tough for them because they could only meet each other twice a year. So, Eric had this idea of having a tool that once used, he's able to see his girlfriend and talk to each other as if they were in the same room. He moved to America because of the internet, which he knew was the wave of the future. In 1997, he joined Webex, a teleconferencing software company that was just starting out in Silicon Valley. There, he wrote codes and worked very hard. The company grew very quickly and went public a few years after Eric arrived. It had something to do with 911, as everyone was afraid of taking flights after the incident, and they switched to teleconferencing instead. Then, Cisco bought over Webex in 2011, and Eric was appointed as the Vice President of Engineering in charge of collaboration software. However, Eric discovered that many customers were not happy with Webex. He tried to suggest solutions to the higher authority to improve customers' experience, but his ideas were rejected. So, the customer was stuck with using Webex despite their unsatisfactory experience with Webex. Believing that he could provide better solutions for teleconferencing systems, Eric left Cisco with 40 other engineers among the 800 employees in Cisco to found Zoom. As a startup company, it was tough for Zoom during its early days. Its beta version, which was launched in September 2012, could host meetings up to 15 participants. In May 2013, they had about 1 million users, and the number kept growing and growing until in December 2019, they had about 10 million daily users. As of March 2020, the number had grown to 200 million daily users. Just a little bit of info here, Eric had married his girlfriend that he dated when he was in university. Now, why is Zoom suddenly so popular? Why is Zoom better than other teleconferencing and video chat software that are available out there like Microsoft Teams, Google's Hangout, and Apple FaceTime? Well, the first reason definitely is Zoom is easy to use and it offers a lot of cool features. All you need to do is host a meeting, share out the meeting link, and wait for participants to join the meeting. The installation is pretty straightforward and fast, and you don't need to have an account with Zoom to start joining meetings. In meetings, we definitely want to look our best, so Zoom has built-in beautification filter that will make us look good. It also has virtual backgrounds if you are someone who prefers more privacy. Zoom can also display all the participants at once in a screen, so the host is able to see everyone, and the host can mute all the participants with just a single click. Participants can also insert all kinds of reactions such as clapping hands, raising hands, or thumbs up, which totally simulates a real-life meeting. The host is also able to record the meeting and streams high-quality video. Some claim that Zoom's strength lies only in being a great teleconferencing software for business meetings, but Zoom has definitely evolved to become a social space for its users. I have seen people using Zoom to have online classes, graduation ceremonies, workout classes, and many more. So, Zoom is doing more than just connecting people. It has become a social space. Also, because Eric has accumulated experience while he was working with Cisco and Webex, he is able to make sure that the teleconferencing technology of Zoom can keep up with the latest hardware such as new smartphones and 4G. The call and video quality of Zoom is great, and it is able to support slow speed internet connection as compared to other competitions out there.
Our product just works, right? No matter where you are, no matter what kind of device you are using, it just works. And also quality, ease of use, architecture, customer really enjoyed using Zoom.
Besides the technical aspect of Zoom, one of the attributes to the rising success of Zoom is how Eric runs the company. The company is customer driven. Eric always listens to customer feedbacks to improve the software accordingly. In the early days of Zoom, Eric would personally send out emails to customers who canceled the service to find out what they were unhappy about with Zoom. Eric's goal is always about making cloud video communication solutions that will make customers happy.
If we think about a long-term sustainable happiness is to make sure others happy, make more people happy, make sure your influence is bigger.
Also, he is known to have treated his employees well, as he believed that employees are one of the keys to the growth of a company. Despite being a CEO, he is still working very hard to this very day. In fact, he won Glassdoor's Top CEO Award in 2018.
This award is not about me. It's about our employees' achievement because it truly reflects the culture we as a team has built.
As SaaS, software as a service businesses, most companies tend to burn cash to keep businesses running. But for Zoom, which is also a SaaS company, Zoom is already making money, and this shows that Zoom has strength over its competitors. However, Zoom is not as successful in China due to the way that businesses are run there. In China, in order for businesses to survive, companies have to come up with products that are either low cost or free to use as consumers are not willing to spend money if they can. The situation is different in America. Corporates are willing to spend money on Zoom, and that is why Zoom has more success in America than in China. Despite Zoom's success, it certainly faces problems. For one, Zoom is vulnerable to privacy and security issues, be it for the past few months or the past 2 years. In 2019, Zoom had issues with MacBook users where it would force the users to join random Zoom meetings without their permission with their video camera on. Apple and Zoom had since worked together to address this issue. Recently, a rise in users comes with a rise in problems as well. The first problem is Zoom was reported to have leaked data to Facebook for users that are using iOS devices. The data that were leaked though were not of particulars like usernames, passwords, phone numbers, or other important information, but were of basic diagnostics of phones and tablets like the screen size and storage space of devices. To address this issue, Zoom has removed its login with Facebook features on Apple's platform. There are also issues where Zoom calls are easily eavesdropped, as it does not implement full end-to-end encryption. End-to-end encryption means that no other third parties other than the sender and receiver of messages has access to these messages. This is not the case for Zoom, which still has access to the video calls. However, Zoom will offer a cloud-based option for users to manage their keys, or in other words, how they encrypt their data through Zoom's remote servers later this year. Another issue is that Zoom has accidentally rerouted some of their data through China for its non-China users to cope with the rise in usage. It is particularly of a concern because China is known not to enforce strict data privacy laws. Zoom has not addressed this problem specifically, but they have promised that they take these issues very seriously. With all the issues that have surfaced regarding Zoom's privacy and security, companies like Google, Tesla, SpaceX, NASA, Standard Chartered Bank, and so on have banned Zoom because they do not want to risk leaking their top secret or intellectual property to the public. However, if you are using Zoom only for social events, conducting lectures, or chit-chatting that does not involve any private information and you're comfortable with the privacy issues, then you can continue using Zoom. You can watch this video to make Zoom more secure. Besides, Zoom is also facing a lot of competitions. Giant tech companies like Apple, Google, and Microsoft will definitely come up with better features in teleconferencing to compete with Zoom. In fact, Facebook will be rolling out Facebook Messenger Room this week, which can be used to host meetings up to 50 participants with no time limit. WhatsApp has also upped its video call game by including add people in a call, and the best part is that the call will be end-to-end encrypted. With so many video call software options out there, it is exciting to see what Zoom will do to stay ahead of its competitors. Whether Zoom will tackle the problems surrounding it is still a mystery, but I look forward to seeing how Eric will deal with those issues and how far Zoom can grow.
Right? Regardless of all those the negative things, we just need to move forward. That's our principle.
With that, I will end my video here. Thank you for watching. I would really appreciate it if you can like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video.